Who's hungry? I know I am. When I was a kid, there was always one thing on my mind. Snack time. The moment I got home from school, I looked at my brother and sisters, and it was a full sprint to the pantry. The prize for the winner? Strawberry Pop-Tarts. But one day when I got home and reached for that bright blue box, it was empty. My body needed food. What do I do? And I looked up and saw a bag of brown, earthy rectangles sitting like cardboard on the shelf. I reached up, grabbed one, stuck it in my mouth, and spat it out just as fast. It tasted like cardboard, too. These were some multigrain crackers that a weight loss program convinced my mom to start eating in place of bread. You see, this was the definition of healthy in the mid-2000s, and still is for many Americans. I'm here to tell you that definition is wrong. We've been convinced that healthy can't taste good, that healthy is some cardboard cracker or a complex diet. But after working as a professional cook, I can guarantee you that healthy can and should taste delicious. That's because healthy is just what's good for your gut. Now, think of your gut microbiome as an army of trillions of microbes inside of you. They don't just aid with your digestion, they're also key to your immune system, your metabolic health, and your brain health. But here's the problem. Many Americans are starving their guts. And they don't even realize it, but it's not their fault. It's the American diet, the Western diet, full of ultra-processed foods. Now think of ultra-processed foods as things that don't even resemble the real food that lives and grows all around us. Both the cardboard cracker and the Pop-Tarts are ultra-processed, and neither are particularly good for you. As these foods go through the processes that allow them to sit on the shelf for months, they're filled with additives and sweeteners that are bad for your gut, and they lose key vitamins, minerals, and nutrients that feed your gut. Ironically, the most visible outcome is weight gain. These foods are designed to make you crave just one more bite before you realize you're full. That's why 75% of Americans today are either overweight or obese, and that's expected to cost $9.1 trillion in excess medical expenditures over the next 10 years. Now, I have a confession to make. I was a fat baby. Growing up in the American South, I was surrounded by great food, and I loved to eat it all. Unprocessed, ultra-processed, and everything in between. But as I grew older, I started to see how these foods were impacting the people all around me. High blood pressure was the normal blood pressure, and it affected the parents and the kids just the same. So I decided to spend the last 7 years trying to understand how I can help fix the American food system. I got a job as a professional cook. I built a farm in my apartment, and I delivered over 20,000 pounds of food to people in need during the pandemic. But my research kept bringing me back to the same place and the same people right here at Stanford. It brought me to people like Justin Sonnenberg, one of the world's leading gut microbiome researchers. So I asked Justin, what should we do? You want to hear the secret? He responded, keep it simple and eat mostly plants. That means stay away from the ultra-processed stuff that makes up 80% of our grocery store shelves and focus your attention on the produce aisle. That's because produce, vegetables, are the plant fibers that are good for your gut. Things like grains, beans, fruits, vegetables. That's what is good for you to eat. Now, I'm sure some of you all are sitting there thinking, come on, Joshua, vegetables? I'll stop you right there. Imagine a bowl, fill it with crunchy kale, shredded carrots, beets, beans, Brussels sprouts, maybe some crispy quinoa, a drizzle of olive oil, and a squeeze of lemon. Okay, now take that salad, load it in a cannon, aim, and fire it right back to the rabbit patch where it belongs. Forget what you thought about healthy food. Now, before I offend my raw vegan friends, I can promise you there's nothing wrong with salad. It perfectly meets Justin's definition of healthy, and sweet green fundamentally changed the way I look at kale. But the point is, salad isn't the only way to be healthy. I moved to China a few years ago to understand how the world's most overweight population is dealing with obesity. In China, there are over 200 million obese people today. 25 years ago, before the industrialized foods became the norm, that number was just 20 million. But China has a long history and tradition of food as medicine. And that tradition still lives on with many of the humblest venues and cooks that remind me of my grandmother, except for the fact they're Chinese. I discovered the key to making healthy food delicious in a small rice village. I sat down in a hole-in-the-wall restaurant and looked at the waitress and asked, "你们的特色是什么?" "What's your specialty?" She replied, 特色, specialty, and stormed away. A few moments later, she came back with a big piece of bamboo, slammed it on the table, pried it open, and as steam poured out, I saw fragrant chicken and rice. When I took a bite, it was one of the best meals I've had in years. You see, this is healthy food. Extraordinarily craveable, nutritious, and simple. Now, I know some of you all are thinking again, come on, Joshua, I have Amazon Prime, but I can't get bamboo. You've missed the point. Chicken and rice is one of several dishes indigenous to cuisines around the world. Think chicken biryani, Louisiana jambalaya, arroz con pollo. Chicken and rice predates the industrialized food system that emerged after World War II. But since that point, we've decided to exchange food as medicine for food that makes us sick. Unfortunately, this system with ultra-processed foods impacts people who look like me the most. When it's easier to find a French fry than a piece of fresh fruit in many Black neighborhoods, it's no wonder why we're 20% more likely to be obese. But while we struggle with our weight, it's not for lack of trying. It's because affordable, convenient, and healthy foods are nowhere to be found. And when they are there, they usually don't taste that good. The dietary intervention to end all dietary interventions is one that makes healthy food exciting, accessible, and affordable. Now, by exciting, I mean extraordinarily flavorful, things that explode in your mouth. By accessible, I mean as easy to pick up as a bag of chips and as fast as a drive-thru. By affordable, I mean no $20 salads that leave you feeling hungry 2 hours later. I mean something that can fit any diet, whether you're a student, a parent, or someone that just doesn't want to spend that much on food. You see, I know this is the future of food because I'm making it. I'm making a future of food that both my parents and my younger self deserved. A future of food that you would run to downstairs, not because your doctor told you to, but because your body craves it. A future of food that you can find anywhere you go, whenever you need it or want it. A future of food that truly nourishes you, inside and out. Now, who's hungry?